Well, hello everypony, and welcome back to the Pony Talk Podcast. As always, I am your awesome host, Dashy101, and today, guys, doing it solo again. It's alright, because this episode, I might go into a little bit of depth and talk about some parts that I liked about it, but, yeah, let's get right into it. We have a Rockhoof in a hard place. And this is episode 21. I don't know why that is such an old joke. I am sorry about that. It just happened. Some reason I don't know about the title, guys. The title of this I don't know. It seems interesting. And, I don't know. But, yes, this is episode 21 of Season 8. And, yeah, I am not joined by anyone, guys. Like I said before, doing it solo again, but that's alright. But, hey, guys, let's just have actually a little bit of talk about this, because, you know, this is a podcast. Let's talk about things. If you guys are interested in joining the Pony Talk Podcast, it is super easy to join. All you have to do is, well, watch the most recent episode, and if you are interested in joining, just comment down below saying you want to join, and I will hook you up. So, yeah, it's as simple as that. I know, guys, you've been seeing a repeat of a lot of people just coming back, and one of them left for the time being, and most of us are moving on with life, and I understand that. It's totally understandable, but if you guys are interested and you really want to join the podcast, it's not that hard, guys. It's super easy, and we would love to have you here on talking about episodes, news, whatever it may be. But let's get right into the episode. So, first of all, I actually really like this episode, guys. I think Season 8 so far is really redeeming themselves, because now we are on kind of a little bit of a rundown of shows. That wasn't the right word that I wanted to use, but it's coming to a close. Season 8 is coming to a close. We only have a few episodes out there, and they're actually starting to get really decent. So I was very impressed with the last episode, and this episode I really like too. It's bringing back a very old character that we haven't seen for quite some time, and now we get to see him, good old Rockhoof. But let's get into the summary of the episode. So, we begin with the island that Rockhoof was his home ground. And Rockhoof, as him trying to help dig up old artifacts that was around his period, he's kind of having trouble with that, because he kind of gets away in the way of these ponies who are trying to preserve and put historical items in a museum, but Rockhoof is kind of like making amends with things and kind of messing around with the stuff, and they're like, oh, do not touch that, and I forgot the pony's name. Oh, Professor Fossil, that is her name, and her and her archaeology, I cannot say that word for the love of me. She is trying to preserve as much stuff as she can, and Rockhoof is kind of in the way saying, oh, well, you know, I used that, and she's like, wait, what did you use? And she then goes and says, alright, I have enough, let me go. I know there's some pony out there who is willing to help. She goes to the School of Friendship, which of course had Mayor Twilight is there, and she tells her, hey, you know, we kind of got an issue. We're trying to preserve these artifacts from Rockhoof's village, no longer his village, but we're trying to help keep these alive, and he's just over here, you know, kind of messing around with things, making it difficult. Do you think you can kind of, you know, maybe give him a job somewhere so to where he fits in as into modern day? Twilight says, of course, she's willing to help, as the Princess of Friendship would say. So Twilight assigns Rockhoof by, as a teacher or a professor, is what they call it in the show. Now, this is where things start to get really interesting. As Rockhoof, guys, as you know, he's from the old times when Equestria was a lot different, and not as modern as we see it today. And Rockhoof is trying to fit in with this modern society, along with the other pillars, such as Star Swirl and the others. I can't think of their names. Yeah. So Twilight assigns him to do a professor job in one of the classrooms, teaching the kids about friendship as best as his abilities. And so far, he kind of, you know, introduced himself. We got Yona, we got, I already forgot the others. Yona was, the reason why I know Yona a lot was because she was always the one who was interested a lot with Rockhoof during this entire episode. Ocellus, I keep wanting to say Oculus, why? And a few others like Smolder and all the rest of the classmates. And he kind of introduced himself saying, you know, hi, my name is Professor Rockhoof, I'm going to be your teacher today. And then one of the students says, okay, so you're a substitute. So we have no essays, we do no homework, none of that, so you should be all good. He's like, oh, okay, cool. So let me tell you a story. And he starts talking about the Ursa Minor or the Ursa Major, how he was fighting this beast, and he definitely interests all the classmates and ponies that are around him in the classroom. And as while he's telling his story, he's smashing things and making chaos in the classroom. And this is why Yona kind of really grows attached to him, because, you know, just like the Yaks do, they smash things. They're very, very proud of their storytelling and all that. They love all that stuff. And Rockhoof just fits in perfectly. Now, this is where things don't fit out perfectly. We see Headmare Twilight and Professor Applejack, I believe, talking amongst themselves like, wow, we actually... Oh, shoot. Hold on one sec. I am back. Sorry about that. I had to take that. I just was wondering what the heck. But it's all good. It's all good. I just had to do something real quickly. Anyway, back with the podcast. So, where we left off, Rockhoof was teaching the class, you know, about him fighting the Ursa Major, or the Ursa Minor, I believe. I don't know. But Headmare Twilight and Professor Applejack, I believe, were just saying, you know, maybe he is actually going to fit in this environment, which little do they know, it's not looking that way. And they hear ruckus. Well, yeah, he's over here destroying the classroom, smashing it. Again, Yona really likes that about Rockhoof. It has the same trait, character, kind of going on. I don't know how you'd say that. Sort of, kind of the same, share the same bond right there. Anyway, enough with that. And Twilight's like, okay, class, I think we're going to have a lunch just a little bit earlier. Rockhoof, could you come with me? And he goes. And Twilight is like, so it's not looking like this is working out, but we still got plenty of options for you, Rockhoof. And then I think this is where Rockhoof discovers a fire outbreak in the school, and he's like, oh, this is a job for me. I got it. Don't worry, Twilight. And Twilight was about to say, Rockhoof, that's normal. Spike and Smolder are having their, I think it was their fire off or something like that. I don't know. And he starts evacuating the kids out, throwing them out, and then breaks the fountain, pours water exactly the same way as he saved his village from the lava. Now we have fire in the school. So, little he knows that was something just that Smolder and Spike do, and now he even feels worse because he's now destroyed the school. And this is where I think we try different things. We first get the main six to talk about, what can we do to help Rockhoof, fit in. They try different stuff. Doesn't seem like mail. There's a few other ones. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I know mail was one. I know he was trying to help some of the other ponies, some of the civilians in Ponyville. Wasn't working out too well. And I feel like I'm kind of going off track a little bit. I probably am. Anyway, so now the main six is kind of lost on what they can do for Rockhoof. He's one of those legendary pillars in Equestria, and the main six can't find anything for him to do, but they need to, because Rockhoof wants to do something very interesting. So now we have kind of a little bit of a tie here. Rockhoof is feeling like he's left out. He's old news. He doesn't deserve to be in the world of Equestria, and he feels like he needs to be a part of a museum and turned into stone. Kind of like how Discord was with him being evil, how the princesses, I am sorry, I got like a little bit thing in my eye, I don't know why. Kind of like with the princesses turning Discord into stone, and of course the main six throughout the series. And Twilight does not want this. Twilight does not want this, nor does any pony else, but this is how Rockhoof feels. And so now it's starting to become kind of heartbreaking in Rockhoof's place. So they kind of, fly around Equestria and try to see what the other pillars are doing. We can't figure out, things for Rockhoof, but let's see what the others are doing to fit in this new world in Equestria. So first we go to Canterlot, which he mentions that Canterlot has changed a lot. And there is Flash Magnus with Celestia's royal guards. And they talk there and say, hey, how you doing? And he's like, I'm doing fine, Ever since, we've been long gone in the boonies, trapped, Celestia's definitely taken a role for me to participate once again. And Rockhoo's very happy for him, and so is Twilight. And he's like, I don't know if there's anything you can do here, but go see what Miss Main is doing. And she is doing landscaping work for Princess Cadance in the Crystal Empire. And it's very lovely, as Miss Main is. She is very precise with her decorating. And he kind of explains to Miss Main, I'm kind of feeling left out. And she's like, you'll find that special talent. Once you do, it'll be awesome. And you'll fit in just like all the others are, We even have Star Swirl fitting in. And he's kind of like going through kind of what Twilight's doing. Kind of learning the different parts about friendship and what it has become. And, well, kind of holds the world together. So now I think we get into the main six trying to do other things. One of them being Sea Spray's Hippogriff Navy. Rockhoof joins in that. That goes terribly wrong when he says, use the stars and that will guide the ship out of the fog. Well, ends up crashing into a bunch of rocks. So now this is where he says, I belong in a museum, and he does something that he really doesn't want to, and that is telling Twilight, hey, I want you to do a spell on me, turn me to stone, no one will really miss me, I will be put in a museum, and simple as that. So Twilight and Rockhoof are going, yes, no, and this goes on, and Spike's like, what are you guys doing? And Twilight explains to Spike, and Spike then mentions, I thought you guys were fighting over different ice cream flavors, which I don't know where he got that idea, but okay, Spike. That is definitely Spike there. Now, we have another issue. Twilight is too kind of worked up with the situation where she says, Spike, can you do me a huge favor and fill in my position at the school? I think I'm going to have to call it an absence today with me. And Spike's like, okay. It's going to be more than an absence. And she's like, I don't know. So Spike goes over to the School of Friendship, and we see Spike walk in as the new substitute. And then this is where the student goes, we got another new sub. Okay, I like this. So, again, no homework, no essays, and yeah, it's all good. Spike's like, nice try. So then this is where the classmates ask, where's Rockhoof? Where's our professor? And this is where Spike's like, it's not looking too good. He wants to be turned back into stone, yada, yada, yada. And, yeah. And Head Mayor Twilight's supposedly doing something about it. So the students are now concerned that Rockhoof wants to do this really stupid thing of turning himself into stone, and then they relate back with Discord, the princesses turning him into stone, and Spike's like, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen if Twilight agrees and this prevails. So this is something we don't want to go through, and then this is where Yona kind of goes into the castle and talks to Rockhoof, saying, you really inspired me. Yaks can learn a lot from you. We've learned a lot from ponies, so we can do the same with you. And Rockhoof's like, well, since you wrote this amazing essay and all that, how can I not finish the story about the Ursum Minor? And that's what Yona wanted to hear, him fighting it off. Well, this is where Yona says, not only do I want to hear, but she opens the doors of the castle, and boom, there is every pony wanting to listen to Rockhoof's story, and he kind of gets emotional from that. So now Twilight, after a little bit, realizes, okay, Rockhoof, you win. I got the spell here, so let's do this. And then she sees that Rockhoof is telling his grand stories. And now this kind of brings more of an idea to every pony after he's done with his story. Of course, the audience wants more. He says, no, I gotta be turned into stone and put into a museum. If you want to see me, you can see me in that museum. And this is where Twilight's like, wait, Rockhoof, you tell amazing stories. Why don't you just become an official, what did they say? An official modern world storyteller of, what the old days of Ponyville, or not Ponyville, Ponyville Equestria used to be like. And he's like, but, there's already new stories and stuff. It's no use. And they're just tales that I tell. And she's like, good tales. And that's what we need. So I pronounce you to be Equestria storyteller. And this is where Spike's like, is that even legal? And Twilight's like, so I guess it is now. And, well, with the story being told and Rockhoof being Equestria's official keeper of tales, that's what it's called, the keeper of tales, Rockhoof is. He continues the story, and more ponies join in with the story, and then boom, that's the episode right there. Wow. Oh my gosh. So, guys, there was a lot to be told in this episode. Very good storytelling. Yes, it was amazing. I love this episode because we get another character back that we've seen in previous episodes, but we never really heard of, and that is Rockhoof. Now, the story itself I thought was really good. I didn't think it was too cheesy at all or anything. There were some parts where I did not really like, but for the most part, I really liked this episode. I really thought that it was really, really good. It definitely kept me interested in listening more into the episode, tuning into it, and yeah, I just like episodes like that, guys. I know in a little bit of the past we've had episodes where they didn't really turn out well, but I think we're getting an improvement. I think it's because we're leading up to the season finale, the season, guys, of Season 8. So, I don't know, but I am really excited, I gotta say, about next week's episode. And next week's episode, while we're on the topic, let me just say it because I will probably forget at the end. The next episode will be episode 22, and it is called What Lies Beneath. Alright, that I think that's a really good title. I definitely gotta say, this title that we had for this week's, I'm not too overly impressed. They've had a lot of creative ones. I just don't think this one was. It's kind of weird. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know. But guys, I want to hear from you. What did you think about this episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you think it could have been a little bit better? Or do you have the same feelings as me? I don't know, but that's up for you guys to decide out there. And yeah, if you guys out there are interested in joining the Pony Talk podcast, let me know down in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to check those out. If you have any ideas for future videos, podcasts, any news topics you want us to discuss here on the podcast, or other videos just in particular, then let me know about those as well. But guys, I think that's a wrap on this episode. Thank you all so much for watching this Pony Talk podcast. And please like, share, favorite, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. Hit that notification bell if you haven't already to keep updated with videos, podcasts, and yeah, just more content in the future. But that will be it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, we'll see you in the next Pony Talk podcast, guys. Peace out. Bye, every pony.